What's going on, everybody? This is episode 6 of the Fantasy Podcast. How you doing today, Blake?
Doing all right. What about you, bud?
I am doing dandy. I'm
Fine and dandy?
yeah, fine and dandy. I'm pretty sure me and you are very relieved that mock draft is completely over.
A little bit.
Today we're just gonna be doing sleepers, defenses, kickers. So what we want you guys to do is in the comment section go put your sleeper this year, like who you think is going to go in the late rounds, um, yeah, that you think is going to go off basically or have a really solid year for you. Just put that in the comment section, and so we can look at that. But yeah, so basically we can start off. We're just going to start off with top 5 defenses. So
Top 5.
we did it together, basically. So
And we might be a little biased.
we're a little biased, but not really, because the stats last year even show it. So, I mean, yeah. First, number one who we put is the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. They signed Clinton Dix, but they lost Adrian Amos. So they signed a really good safety, but lost a probably better safety.
Yeah, I would say Adrian's a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean they did a small move. They re-signed Aaron Lynch, who's a solid linebacker for them. They lost a top slot cornerback in Bryce Callahan, but picked up Buster Screen. So like, the same thing with Amos, like type deal. They lost
Yeah, they
a really good, probably the best slot cornerback in the league, and picked up like a solid slot cornerback.
yeah, it's not bad. They filled in the gap that pretty much just left.
Yeah, they filled in the gap, but like they kind of got a tad worse. But it's not even like it's just because Amos and Bryce Callahan were so good. Like, um, and then yeah, so basically the Bears, while we have number one, they didn't really get any worse. They didn't really get any better, and they still have a really good defense. Like Khalil Mack, I mean, that I don't know. Their defense is pretty nuts. So,
Yeah, they have a bunch of backers.
yeah, how many fantasy points did they score last year?
So they had the most fantasy points last year. They had 187. So they had 50 sacks, which is tied for the first most in the league
And
last
that's
year.
I think that's where you'll get a lot of your points with the Bears is in sacks.
They also had the most interceptions. They had 27 interceptions.
Yeah, and that has a lot to do with Eddie Jackson. He literally is one of my favorite safeties in the league. He every time he gets an interception, I swear he gets a touchdown, dude.
Yeah, they had the most touchdowns last year as well. They had
Yeah.
6.
So just in that alone, don't they have do they have Kendall Fuller or Kyle Fuller? I can't think.
Uh, doesn't one of them play on the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think they have
I think they have Kendall.
Kendall Fuller. Yeah.
Nope.
So I mean they have good. Their secondary is really good. So um, yeah. So that's why we have them. Oh, and they still have Prince Mukamara. I'm pretty sure at
I
their
have no clue on that.
as their second corner. So that's why we have
Not
them
bad.
number one. They were the number one last year, and they didn't really change anything. So number two, we have the Rams. They added some veteran talent in Clay Matthews and Eric Weddle. And they lost Ndamukong Suh, Mark Barron, and Lamarcus Joyner, which kind of sucks. But they also, to fill the Lamarcus Joyner void, is they drafted Taylor Rapp out of Washington, who was an absolute stud. And for some reason, Washington just pumps out secondaries like corners, safeties. I don't know. There's just something about Washington, and they usually hit hard and play with like I don't know. It's something about Washington, man. It's nuts. But yeah, so they lost some key players, but they still have Talib, Marcus Peters, Roby Coleman, who stud corner at pass
They're,
interference.
yeah, they're all good corners. Hopefully Talib's healthy this year because he was injured quite a bit last year.
Yeah, and I think that'll help the interceptions, obviously, or just even pass deflects, anything like that. Um, they have Aaron Donald, so their
Yeah,
their front, Aaron Donald, Dante Fowler, Michael Brockers, nasty. Like it's
one of
just
the best fronts in the league.
yeah. So they're gonna get sacks. Aaron Donald's gonna get sacks, obviously. Um, So you'll get a lot of your points there. But what were their fantasy stats last year?
So
But
they were number 2 in fantasy last year. They were 37 points behind the Bears. So the Bears had 187, Rams had 150, and I think they would have been up there with the Bears. But the points allowed, they have one of the highest points allowed in the league. But those are a lot of the shootout games that they were having throughout the year. But
yeah,
they had 41 sacks, which is a good amount. It's not like, I don't think it's top 5. There's a lot more teams that have more sacks, but 18 interceptions and then 5 touchdowns, which is the second most touchdowns in the league.
yeah, that's what helps the fantasy numbers for sure. Um, yeah. So I this is weird because so we have the Bears Rams. We didn't go off
Yeah.
of any charts. This is us just like
No, we didn't.
it's like who do you think's the number one? We both agree. Number two,
I
both
think
agree.
I think the Rams could be right up there with the Bears. I mean, they are number 2, but point wise, if they keep the points allowed down,
Yeah,
they'll have so many more fantasy points.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean the top
Like
honestly the
the
top five we're doing
Bears,
could all be number one.
yeah, the Bears allowed 277 points last year, while the Rams are at 376. It's 100 points,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah, it is.
So
So maybe Bears are just number one for sure.
yeah, Bears are number 1 for
Yeah.
sure.
Uh, so next we have the Jags. They added Jake Ryan, which I don't know if a lot of people know about Jake Ryan, but he's from the Packers. He's actually like pretty solid, honestly. Uh, and then the big addition for the Jags is they drafted Josh Allen, who I honestly think is gonna win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Um, I think he's gonna be like a top. I hope he's like a top 3 linebacker in the league. Um, but he's just an animal. Like he went way lower than I thought. I thought he was gonna go 3 after Quinnen Williams. It'd be Kyler, Quinnen Williams, then Josh. But he went like 7th to the Jaguars, of course, who already have a stacked defense. So
Yeah,
um, they lost Malik Jackson, their defensive tackle, and then Tashawn Gibson, which is their safety. Uh, but I mean, it's still the Jags. They still have the honestly their corners. Their two corners they have are just nasty. AJ Boye and Jalen Ramsey.
yeah,
It's just I don't know. That team is just it's just always gonna. I just feel like that defense is always gonna be good. Like no matter what,
yeah.
especially
They'll
with
be good
those two
as
corners.
long
But
as those
yeah.
corners, yeah, stay there. I feel like.
Yep. So what was their fantasy numbers last year?
So they finished 14 last year, but I think that was a big part of Blake Bortles being there and turning over the ball, having no offense.
Yeah.
They scored 115 points, so they're pretty far behind the Bears and Rams. They still had 37 sacks, 11 interceptions. That's pretty low on the interceptions.
Yeah.
And then they had 2 touchdowns, so not great numbers. They
No.
finished middle of the pack pretty much.
Yeah, and I would say I don't think Boye was in the Pro Bowl last year. I think maybe he steps up more, but uh, I still think Jags are going to be a top defense.
I think so too.
But all right, so this is where we didn't know what to do. Like, um, I we personally love like we're not trying to be biased, and the rankings show that we're 4 and 5. So I'm just gonna say we both have Ravens Vikings or Vikings Ravens.
I would put Ravens
Even
before
now.
the Vikings. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now, and
Well, so that's last year. Think about okay. So Ravens, a lot of people are doubting our defense because we lost so many people. We lost Weddle, Eric Weddle. We lost C.J. Mosley, Zadarius Smith, Terrell Suggs. But we added, and I'm not. This is my opinion, but I mean I feel like a lot of people think this. We added the best safety to probably ever play in Earl Thomas. We added Fernell McPhee, who we had, and he was actually good for us. We also added Shane Ray, who's kind of underrated, honestly.
yeah,
But who I'm most excited for, and nobody probably knows these guys, but like is like all the people we've been developing, and for some reason Ravens just pump out nasty defensive players no matter what. Like okay, so the guys who I think are gonna step up are like Tim Williams, who's a defensive end linebacker actually. Tyus Bowser is an outside linebacker. Patrick Onawasser is actually like I honestly feel like he will be the best player on that defense. Like he could be like a top 10 middle linebacker next year or linebacker. he's just nasty. Like he's all over the field. Even when CJ Mosley was there and he was backing him up. Like he is. If you watch highlights, he is so nasty. We drafted Jalen Ferguson, who led college in sacks for like 3 years. He had like 22 stupid numbers. Like, and then he goes in the third round, which doesn't make sense to me. But I also think we have the best cornerback group in the NFL, including Marlon Humphrey, who I think will be a top 5 cornerback this year. Um, the thing with the Ravens is I think they'll get a lot of interceptions and which will turn into points. And Earl Thomas gets a lot of interceptions, like
Yeah, he does.
himself.
Ball
So
hawk.
yeah, so um, he's
That's a
definitely
great ad, honestly.
he's definitely better than Eric Weddle, and Eric Weddle's good, still good even in his old age, but he's definitely like a step up from Eric Weddle. Plus, we still have Tony Jefferson, so I think they'll get a lot of interceptions, which will amount in points, and then I think they'll get a good amount of sacks. Like even though they lost a lot of their pass rushers, uh, they I think our rookies will step up. So, I mean, if you don't draft them and you're in my league, I will sit on him. I will wait and I'll draft them, and I feel like it'll pan out. But I still think they're a top 5 defense, and if not, even like a top 3 defense above the Jaguars. But that's just I just wanted to give my like personal opinion on the Ravens.
Yeah,
'Cause,
my opinion is the Ravens always have a good defense. That's what
yeah,
they're known for is
it
their
it
defense.
yeah, no matter what, like it's
Ever
just
since Ray Lewis, I feel like.
yeah. I mean, it's Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Ever since that, like think about C.J. Mosley. He was just like Patrick Onwuasor. Nobody knew about him, and then right after Ray Lewis left, he's just a stud. So
Yeah.
we always pump out amazing defensive players so that end up leaving in 4 years because they sign max contracts with somebody else's Jarius Smith and CJ. So that's just my opinion on the Ravens. So I'll let Blake talk all about the Vikings because that's
Well,
his
let me
team.
go over
So.
the Ravens stats.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah, they finished 5th in fantasy last year, 43 sacks, which is a good amount, 12 interceptions. That's
They
kind of
didn't
middle of the pack.
they didn't have like a whole lot of interceptions last year. Like the year before that, I think they led the league in interceptions, which was weird, but
Yeah, and then they
um
had 3 touchdowns, and then they had the second fewest points allowed at 281.
yes.
So
Yep.
that's 4 points more than the Bears, which is nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know that our corners are just top notch. I feel like our interceptions should go up this year for sure. But yeah,
yeah.
so even last year we're top 5. I mean, we lost a lot of people, but I still think we'd be top 5. So yeah, go ahead, Blake. Talk about the Vikings.
All right, I'll hit their stats first. They had 50 sacks, and that was mostly due to Daniel Hunter. We lost Everson. We lost Everson Griffin for a little bit there. A little scary. We had 12 interceptions. That's pretty low. I mean, it's middle of the pack, but we had no corners last year. Xavier Rhodes was in and out with hamstring. Mike Hughes was out for the year, and then
Yeah,
Trey
which
Waynes was our number
sucked.
1.
Mike Hughes was
Yeah,
looking so good, man.
I know his first play on defense. I think it was a pick 6 last year.
Yeah,
So
it sucked.
I
But
had a
yeah,
lot of high hopes for him, and I hope he comes back healthy this year.
yep,
And then the thing that hurt us was the points allowed, and that was 311.
yeah,
And that's just because our offense was struggling. So
yep,
a lot of 3-and-outs,
yes, sir.
had no offensive line. So we didn't really add anyone. I can't even. It's Shamar Stevenson is the
Oh,
defensive
okay.
tackle we
Yeah, from the
added,
Seahawks.
and he's replacing Sheldon Richardson. We lost him.
That sucks.
He didn't really do much for us
He
last year,
didn't.
though.
He's just a big name, really.
Yeah, exactly. And then we lost Sendejo at safety, but Anthony Harris is a good safety, and I think he can fill in for Sendejo. He
Yeah.
actually, I was reading up on Twitter, and I think it was the Fantasy Pros posted efficiency numbers for him, and he was like the 3rd most efficient safety in the league, which is really weird.
Oh,
He
really?
didn't, yeah, he
That's
didn't play a
yeah.
lot.
That's probably why he probably didn't have a whole lot of minutes, but in the minutes he played, he probably is ranked 3.
Yeah, and I'm
But
pretty sure he had 2 picks last year, so he seems like a ball hawk, but I want to see more of him this year.
yeah,
So
yeah, that would be the only question mark I would say on that team is losing Sendejo and then Anthony Harris hopefully stepping up into that role and being being better than Sendejo, hopefully.
yeah,
Because
but
I
other than
like
that,
Sendejo, honestly.
Yeah, he was a hard hitter. That's what I liked about him.
Where did he go?
He went to, I think he went to the Saints.
Oof, they needed that.
Yeah, we had a couple. We had 3 Vikings this year go to the Saints. So
That sucks. Well, at least you get to see him twice a year, huh?
it's just once.
Oh, is it?
I don't even know if we play him this year, honestly.
Why did I think that that was the same division? Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So
Those are defenses.
yeah, that's our defenses. Uh, did uh, did you say like their fantasy numbers and stuff? Yeah, you did,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, I did. I started off with the fantasy number, so
Okay, and now, so that's our top five that we think is kind of like a lock. Like any one of those teams, it can move in the top five. But now we're just gonna do sleeper defenses. Oh, plus we want to add that Houston is probably gonna be up there like as well. We don't have them up there, but they'll probably be at least top six, top seven. Uh, they just I don't know their defense, just their front with Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt is nasty. So
yeah, they had the third most touchdowns last year too on defense,
yeah, which is crazy because their corners aren't even that great.
and then they had the most fumble recoveries with 14. So
Yep. So we didn't add them on the list, but we wanted to just talk about them briefly. Now we're just gonna get into the sleeper defense, who we think like you can get super late. You might not even. Oh yeah, one of them at least. You might not even have to draft. You could just draft players and then pick them up after when the season's about to start, which some people do. We'll just start with Dallas Cowboys, which is hard to say, like them having a good defense, but I mean, basically they have a super young core of like linebackers and corners. Their corners are so underrated. I feel like
yeah, they
um,
definitely are.
they got even dude Byron Jones is so nasty. He's one of the most athletic players in the league. Like, but yeah, so they have Demarcus Lawrence, great pass rusher, Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, and Leighton Vander Esch, who are all really good linebackers, really good coverage linebackers as well. Um, Chidobe Awuzie, Anthony Brown, Byron Jones, like I said. The only thing that worries me about Dallas is Jeff Heath and Xavier Woods, who are their safeties,
Hmm.
and I just feel like they can give up deep balls, which obviously is going to be points probably. So, but yeah, that's where did they rank last year?
Last year they ranked at 23. I feel like they did better than that though.
Yeah, I think at the end they started going off. They started doing a lot better at least.
Yeah, so they had 39 sacks, 9 interceptions, and 11 fumbles, which is quite a few. And then points points allowed was 318, which is actually pretty low compared to all the other teams.
Yeah. Um yeah, I think if there's that if you don't have a defense and it's the last round, that's probably a good defense to pick up, a solid one. So,
Yeah, I
um
agree.
so next we have Green Bay, and they had a lot of accusations, honestly, like really big time.
Yeah, they did.
They added Preston Smith, the outside linebacker from the Redskins. They added Zadarius Smith from the Ravens. Uh, they added Adrian Amos from the Bears, and then they drafted Darnell Savage in the first round, their safety. He's super savage.
Super savage.
I think Green Bay is just one of those sleepers that might not even get drafted in some leagues.
No, they won't, and you probably don't even have to draft them.
Yeah,
Uh, Sometimes I don't even draft a defense.
that's what yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, you could just draft a player instead, and then maybe try to make a trade and pick up a defense like Green Bay or
Yeah, just
Dallas.
just wait on a defense and then sit on that player because sitting on a player could reward you more than a defense. So
Yeah. Um.
even
Yeah.
if it's a handcuff, you know what I mean. If something happens in preseason and you're sitting on a handcuff, then you got the starter if the actual starter goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um. I think with Green Bay, uh, they what was their fantasy numbers last year? Pretty horrible.
They finished 25, so behind Dallas. They had
Yeah.
44 sacks, which is pretty good. 7 interceptions, 8 fumbles, but
And they
they
had like
almost put up
8 sacks taken away because
Clay
Clay
Matthews.
Matthews doesn't know how to sack the quarterback in the new rules, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, nobody knows how to sack the quarterback with the new rules.
yeah, I think they have good. They have a great like young secondary.
Yeah, they do.
Their corners, Kevin King, Jair Alexander. and then Traymon
Hmm.
Williams, who's old as hell. But then Amos and Darnell Savage, and the with the safeties, I think that they'll get a lot of interceptions, maybe some pick sixes. But yeah, that's a sleeper defense you might not even have to draft. But if you really like are wanting a defense and some of them have been picked up, like six, seven, eight of them have been picked up. This is one of those. So next we have the Browns, which I think a lot of people are gonna pick anyways. Like
Yeah, they'll probably pick them before the Cowboys and the Packers for sure.
yeah, the Browns are pretty hype this year. They added a lot of players this year, so they're just trying not to be so trash, basically. They added Morgan Burnett. I don't know why I spaced out right there. Morgan Burnett, who's a safety. Olivier Vernon, who's a star, was a star defensive end. Adds a lot of pass rush. Greedy Williams from the draft. He kind of went later than I thought, but he's still a really good, really good corner. They have
Hmm.
Demarius Randall as a safety, but the only thing that worries me about the Browns is that their safeties aren't like insane. And with Greedy Williams being the second corner, probably, I think that if Greedy gets beat, I don't know how well the safeties are gonna recover and help him out.
Yeah.
But and I think Greedy will get beat sometimes. So he's a rookie. I mean, he's gonna make mistakes. So that would be the only thing that worries me is they give up points. Especially with the high-powered offense that they have, it might just be like the Chiefs. But yeah, other than that, I think they're gonna get a lot of sacks. Miles Garrett and Olivier Vernon's nasty. Um, but yeah, what did they rank last year?
They ranked 22, so before the Cowboys and before the Packers.
Yeah,
They had 37 sacks. They had 17 interceptions, which I think is tied for the fourth most.
right.
And then they had 14 fumble recoveries, which is tied for first.
Huh.
But
That,
they gave up 378 on the points allowed.
yeah. See, and then I think that will go down. I think
Yeah.
the opposing quarterback will be rushed a lot with those two pass rushers, and Greedy Williams is gonna help Denzel Ward a lot. So,
Yeah.
which is their number one corner, who's actually really freaking good. But yeah, so those are our sleepers. It's crazy because they're all like 22 and back last year, and if people are looking at last year and drafting, those guys, those defenses are still gonna be there, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our sleeper defenses. So we gone through all the defenses. Now we're gonna just kind of breeze through the kickers because I mean kickers are important, but some leagues don't even play with kickers to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't be opposed to playing without kickers,
yeah,
but it's
me
kind
neither. And
kind
adding a
of fun
flex,
yeah, it's kind of fun taking like a random chance on it, even
yeah,
though
you can get
there's
like
no
20 points. You can get 0 points, negative points. Like,
yeah.
but yeah,
There's really no skill in playing a kicker. You want
no,
one that's on a high power offense or one that is on like a mediocre offense to where they kick a lot of field goals.
yep, pretty much. And that's kind of how we based it on our top five. So just starting off, number one, Harrison Butker. He's on the Chiefs. They score a lot. He's at least gonna get you like six points just in extra points.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna get one or two field goals a game attempts, at least. So that's why we have him number one. What was his rankings last year?
He was ranked number 4 and he averaged 9.2 points a game.
Yeah. So if you can get that out of a kicker, I mean,
9 points every week. That's solid.
yeah. And even say Tyreek gets suspended for 4 games, um,
That probably helps him.
that would help him. Yeah. So we have him at number one. The next guy we have is Greg Zerline, who was hurt a lot last year, a lot of the season, um, but he's on the Rams. He's actually. It's not even that he's like just on the Rams. He's one of the best kickers to ever play. Um, but yeah, I mean the Rams. He's gonna get a lot of opportunities to score, basically like the Chiefs. But what did he rank even with injury?
Greg the Leg ranked number 10 with 11 games played, but he
Yes,
averaged 11.6, which is the highest out of everyone.
yeah. So 11 games played, and he ranked 10. That pretty much speaks for itself. So
Exactly.
um, third
Or
we have.
draft. You
Oh,
could
sorry.
probably draft. You could draft Greg. I did this last year. I picked him up off of free agency after his injury, and I traded him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And you actually got somebody super solid.
Yeah,
I
I
was kind of
traded
like,
quite a few. I packaged them in there, but
yeah, the guy wouldn't do the trade without Greg, so.
yeah, some people like them. I don't know
Yep.
why.
So
Just
number,
just a kicker.
I know it's just a kicker. Like it does, it's not. You can literally play matchups, and that's kind of what I do with kickers, honestly.
Yeah,
Um, Number three is the best kicker that's ever touched the planet Earth, Justin Tucker.
until he missed an extra point.
Until he missed his first extra point, and then everyone's like, he's ass. It just doesn't make like he got so much heat for that, bro. It was so annoying. Like
It was
I got
his reaction is why he got the
it's
heat.
because it was like he's like never missed one, and it literally was to tie the game. So, and we
Yeah,
lost because of it. So, but anyways, he's still one of the best kickers. He's the one of the craziest legs. He's just like Greg Zerline. Like their legs are nuts. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that we run a lot. Uh, and our offense gives. He's the MVP of the Ravens. He's the best player on the Ravens. So, offensive wise, sadly, but yeah, he's. I think he's the
better than
top.
Willie C.
Yes,
Yes,
I think he's a top five kicker. So, what did he rank last year?
he ranked number 2,
Oh wow,
and yeah, average points was 10. So
probably would
that's
have
the
been
third
number one if he
highest.
would have made that extra point.
No. At least you only missed one extra point last year. I don't want to talk about the Vikings
Yeah.
kickers.
Yikes.
I can have a whole 50-minute conversation about that on another podcast. So,
Let's do it. Let's just talk about all your kickers you've gone through.
oh my gosh, yeah, no,
Dan Bailey. You guys still have Dan Bailey?
yeah, we sure do.
Oh, yikes. All right. Next we have Kaimi Fairbairn, who I don't think a lot of people even know, to be honest. Like, I I don't know. It surprised me, but
Kicker for the Texans, if you don't know.
he's the kicker for the Texans. What did he rank last year though?
Number 1.
He's the number one kicker. So
Had the most points and had the second highest average behind Greg, 10.6.
yeah, and he played every game, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And there's
So
some games where he put up 20, and him alone being in your fantasy lineup could have beat you with that 20-point week.
yeah, exactly. I think it's more of like Deshaun getting hurt, playing hurt, and then like that offense just sometimes doesn't know how to capitalize in the red zone. Like, so he gets a lot of opportunity, but we
I
have
think
him.
it's the run game that kind of limits them.
Yeah, that too. But hopefully with Dante Foreman coming back, hopefully healthy,
Yeah.
that he can make an impact on that run game. So we have him at 4. He could go number 1, number 2, number 3. Doesn't really matter. Next we have Robbie Gould, who, I mean, he's on the Niners. He's still a really good kicker. Like the Bears definitely regret trading him because I mean, look at the Bears last year. So
And I think he's the highest paid kicker in the league.
he might be, but I think with Jimmy G coming back, he's gonna get a lot more opportunity to even just kick extra points. I honestly like if I can get 5 points out of my kicker every week, I'm honestly happy with it. Like that's or like I don't know, 5 to 10 would be like me being like happy as long as it's not negative or
Yeah,
like
like
2.
Mason Crosby last year.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah. So what did Robbie Gould rank?
He ranked 7, surprisingly. I didn't think he did that well,
Yeah,
despite having no Jimmy G.
that
He
offense was
averaged
still not bad.
8.7.
Average what?
8.7.
Okay, so yeah, so like anywhere from 5 to 10, if they can average that, that's like a solid kicker, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those are kickers. We kind of just breezed through it. It's not a really big deal to us, but we thought we'd still talk about it. So, next we're just gonna talk about our sleeper fantasy pick. So, like we said at the beginning, if you have a sleeper pick that we didn't say, or even that we said, like, just put it down in the comments. I'm curious to see like everyone's sleeper and who they have high hopes on and stuff. So, Blake, let's just start with you because we have two different sleeper picks. So,
Do you want me to start with the receiver?
yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm going Devontae Parker. And I feel like I say this every year, but he in the past is just like, I feel like he's just a highlight player. He makes great catches and just a great receiver, honestly.
Yeah,
But the thing that's held him back is the injuries, and I think it was the coaching last year that kind of helped.
Adam Gase.
Yeah, Adam Gase held him back. I don't know what Adam Gase had against him and their running back. What's the running back's name? Can you think of him?
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, there you go, Kenyon Drake. He just didn't play him, but they still put up numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope
Devontae's
go for it.
Devontae's just dude. He could be like a star. Like
He could be, and that's
he's
why, like I said, he has highlight plays where
yeah.
he
He's
just
got the size. He's got the hands. He's got good speed. It's just confusing. Like injuries hold him back a lot, but
and now he's got the Fitz magic, so the
yeah,
magic's gonna make it work.
yeah. So you say Devontae. We kind of talked about this already. I said Kenny Stills. We both think Devontae's a sleeper pick. We both think Kenny Stills is a sleeper pick. I think Kenny Stills, since they have the new coach and then the two new quarterbacks, but I'm pretty sure the Fitz magic's gonna start.
I think so
Sadly,
too.
um, I
It's
think
not sad. Come on now.
it's not, but I feel like Josh Rosen's just not given like a fair chance.
I agree
But
with that.
I think Fitzmagic, like I think Kenny Stills will be the new Deshaun Jackson for Fitzmagic, basically. Like that's kind of how Kenny Stills is, anyways. Like he's like a really good route runner, catches the deep ball. Devontae Parker's gonna be like hopefully their red zone guy, and and just make the big catches and like out route catches and stuff like that. But I feel like Kenny Stills is gonna be like their speedy guy, run down the middle kind of routes and stuff. So both,
Speaking of out routes, did you see? Sorry to change the subject. DK Metcalf on Twitter.
yeah, Tony was like, "Oh, he's getting so much better." I was like, "That was the slowest out route I've ever seen in my
And
life."
that was only one route.
Yeah, he's have him run like 10 routes, and let's see if the speed goes down or not. It's
This is what I've been working on for 2 months, is one out route to
yeah,
show you guys.
exactly.
I thought it was pretty funny that he posted that.
Because he's getting heat for not being able to run an out route. Like Tony runs an out route better than him, and he's like 5'8", 230. So
Okay, come on now. Sorry to distract, but I just
yeah,
had to mention it.
it's tough. But I really hope DK's pans out. But yeah, so Kenny Stills and Devontae, just having Fitzmagic throw to him literally makes them sleeper picks for me.
Yeah, I
That's like a
agree.
number one reason. Plus, no Adam Gase. I'm curious to see how that offense kind of flows because they have the talent. They have really good talent. They just hasn't really done much. So,
Hasn't clicked. And
mm.
I think these are one of the players you can pick last round
Oh yeah,
instead of a defense if all the good defenses are gone.
or even like 13. Like say I don't, or you could honestly anywhere from 11 to 14. Like the 11th round to the last round. I think they'll go.
Yeah, I think
And
ADP doesn't even have them on the draft board. So
probably not. It's but yeah. So we have the two Dolphins receivers. My next one is I'm not trying to be biased, but I watch a lot of Ravens football. I have Mark Andrews, who's the tight end. Um, he became like Lamar Jackson's favorite target when Lamar came in for the 7 games that he started. I think that's when Mark Andrews kind of went off because he had like 521 yards, and Mark Andrews had a lot of big plays for us too. So I think he's like Lamar's safety valve, which you kind of want in a tight end. Like he's comfortable throwing to him. They run like receiver routes for Mark Andrews too. So I think he's a sleeper tight end. If you're waiting on it, if you don't like picking tight ends, kind of like me, and you kind of wait till like the 13th, 12th round, Mark Andrews is definitely still gonna be there. He's probably not gonna get drafted in anybody's draft. So unless
yeah, not
they're
a lot of
Ravens
people know.
fans,
Yeah,
yeah,
not a lot of people know who he is. So
yeah. We also have Hayden Hurst, Hayden Hurst. So that can also we run a lot of 3 tight end, 2 tight ends. So I think Mark Andrews is definitely going to be our top receiving tight end. So that's my last sleeper pick. We're only doing 2. Who you got, Blake?
well, I'll add to that too. Safety valves in PPR, I feel like are real valuable.
Yeah,
A lot of
receptions.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
just
those are just guaranteed points. If you can get 6 points from your tight end for like 5 receptions, even 10 yards, who cares? It's still points.
yeah. I think he's gonna. My like projections for him is like I'd say like 70 catches and 800 yards. Like not
Yeah,
insane numbers, but like a solid tight end to have all year. So
honestly, I would like to see that just because I want to see Lamar throw the ball more.
yeah, which he's definitely going to with our new offensive coordinator and stuff. But yeah, so that's my second one. Who you got?
I got a tight end as well. I didn't see any other sleepers in the running backs and receivers. They're pretty much depleted because that's what you mainly draft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went with Vance McDonald. Last year, says he played 15 games, but he played with Jesse James as well.
Yes.
50 receptions, 610 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And the crazy stat here is he had 6 receptions of 20+ yards and 2 receptions with 40+ yards. So,
Yeah.
and
I
his longest touchdown was that 75-yard touchdown, which was
where
insane.
isn't he the one that's stiff armed?
Yeah,
That safety or corner?
yeah, he stiff armed someone. So
Yeah.
I
That was
think with AB being gone, a lot of the targets can go to him.
Yeah, it's especially with Jesse James being gone. I forgot about that. So yeah, that's definitely a sleeper. Both these guys, honestly, are gonna not probably be drafted. Maybe definitely Vance over Mark Andrews,
Yeah, I think so with that too.
but yeah. So those are our sleeper picks. Um, Now we're just gonna move on to the last part, which is what team you on. So, and it's my turn this week,
What
and
team you on?
I'm not feeling confident. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I,
got some good ones for
I
you
got
because
an I got an ear infection right now. My brain's just not working. Uh,
okay.
these are my excuses. All right. I got a headache, so my brain's just not at 100%. So,
Yeah, I hope you go 1 for 5.
thank you, Blake.
You're welcome. I have total faith in you.
All right, I'm ready.
Not.
Yes.
So number one, should we go easy? I usually get
I gave you one easy one at least.
yeah, I usually have 7 or 8 players lined up, and then I do it based off of how I feel.
That's so sweet of you and rude of you at the same time.
Yeah, so we'll go easy. Landon Collins.
I'm telling you, bro, my mind is gone. Landon Collins. Why can't I
Yes,
think of this?
safety,
I
played
know
for
who
the
he
Giants.
is. Um, Landon Collins went to. I'm really leaning towards the Texans, but I don't know. Don't say yes or no. Landon Collins. I'm gonna go for 5. I'm gonna say the Texans.
No, Redskins.
Oh my God! I knew that he's replacing freaking Haha.
I thought that was an easy one.
Wow, that is
I'm
an easy one. It
sorry.
just happened so long ago.
It did happen a long time ago. That's why I kind of put it on here. I was like, maybe he remembers, maybe he doesn't. So,
I forgot that Olivier Vernon was on the Browns till I looked it up before this. So, and that was
all
big
right,
time. Yeah, that's tough. All right,
let's go. Number 2, Jameson Crowder.
Jameson Crowder. So, he's so terrible.
He's not that bad.
He's not my favorite.
Yeah, he's not my favorite either, fantasy wise.
Why do
Every
I?
year he's
I feel
every
like
year he's like overhyped.
I feel like he went to the Titans, but I'm second guessing it really bad. Jameson Crowder went to the Jets.
You got it.
Did I?
There's your one. Now you're gonna get
Oh
the
my.
other 3 wrong.
Oh, thank you. It just popped in my head. I was like, ooh, Jets.
Yep,
Because I
that was a good
remember I
one.
was like, that sucks.
Yeah,
That was like
it
one of the
does.
first accusations of the freaking free agency.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Blake.
So yeah, that was your 1 for 2.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be 1 for 5. Let's go.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Number 3, Shaquille Barrett.
Shaquille Barrett, ooh, from Denver Broncos. I feel like he went to the Saints. Hold on, let me think. Shaquille Barrett, man.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah, hold on. Shaquille.
You typed his name really fast.
I
That's
know.
impressive.
Yeah, super. I took type. Yes.
Broken. I took type to.
uh, Shaquille Barrett. I feel like he just recently got signed. I'm just
I
gonna
don't know how recent it was.
say the Saints.
No,
Damn
he went to
it.
the Bucks.
Really? That's
Sure
not what I was
did.
thinking. That AFC team, the Bucks.
Played for the Jets. AFC.
I'm pretty sure it's AFC.
Buccaneers. Now you're roasting me. Gosh
Yeah.
dang it.
All right, 1 for 3.
Hey man, it's hard to be on the spot. I know.
It's hard to get all the defensive players, and remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 4. How much do you love me, Dakota?
Yes, I do love you.
Okay. Hmm.
You're my
Num-
mijo.
Number 4, Buck Allen, Javaris Allen.
Wow, you're
We
you're.
we literally just talked about this like a week or two ago.
I can't think.
I mentioned it too.
Buck Allen. He's the backup for.
I'll give you a hint. Third string.
He's the third string that's probably gonna get cut for. Ooh. The Rams.
Nope.
Damn it!
The Saints.
I was gonna say the Saints, dude. I really was. Oh my god.
What is that? 1 for 4?
Yes. You give me
Oh
third
man.
string running backs. Yikes.
Hey,
I
you
am gonna
gave me
give
the
it to you
backup.
so hard next year. Or next
You
year,
gave
next
me the
week.
you gave me the
Yes.
backup safety
Okay,
for the
5.
Vikings.
5.
That wasn't a safety. He plays linebacker.
Okay, well he's safety linebacker.
No, he's not a safety linebacker.
Either
He's
way, if I
linebacker.
would have said he was a kicker, you still wouldn't have got it.
No, I wouldn't have. At least I'm giving you people with names that you know.
Right. Okay.
All right, last one.
Give me another Ravens. I'm ready.
I don't have any more Ravens.
Rodney Harrison.
I am going to give you DRC, Dominic Cromartie.
He didn't retire?
No. Pretty sure he didn't. Let me double check it. But yeah, he sure didn't retire.
This is AIDS. I want to say the Chiefs, but I'm just gonna say the Chiefs.
Nope, he went to the Redskins.
Wow. Huh.
Yep.
Did he come out of retirement?
I don't think he retired.
He
He's only
retired
33.
last year. I'm 100%
Oh yeah, he
on that.
did. Yeah, because he played for the Raiders last year, retired, and then yeah, his current team is Washington Redskins, and I thought
Next
that
week
was shocking.
I swear.
I had some worse ones too. You ready?
Yes.
Rashard Matthews.
Oh, he just got signed. I just saw that. Oh, you should have gave me this one. Damn it. I just saw this, dude. It was on. I was watching the All-Star game yesterday, and it was on the bottom. It said Rashard Matthews signs with, and I was like, he's still playing? I don't know. Tell me.
Saints.
Okay, that's right. Yep.
I got 2 more. JJ Nelson.
JJ Nelson plays for the Seahawks.
No.
Dang it.
Raiders.
That's right, because he's going to be their slot receiver, so.
And the last one, I guess he's an ex-Raven. Ty Montgomery.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not even going to guess.
Jets.
Somewhere he's going to fumble the ball a lot.
Jets.
Yeah. Well,
I had 2 Jets, 2 Redskins, and 2 Saints on here.
wow, that's real good of you, Blake.
I didn't know these guys got added to those rosters when I was looking at them. So.
All right, well, that's me going 1 for 5. It's a
yes.
rare, sad sighting for me, at least.
It's beautiful.
Wait till the season's actually on, and I'm watching football every single Sunday, Thursday, and Monday. Blake too. I promise it'll be better. We'll sound more intelligent. So, that it's kind of a shorter episode, which we're trying to like do more. 30 minutes to 45 minutes would be ideal. Just because we're on YouTube and it's I mean nobody wants to sit there and watch an hour and 20-minute video, which we understand. But yeah, if you've made it this far, we appreciate it. We love all the support. Subscribe, keep liking the video, comment on the video. Helps it as much as you don't know. Like just liking a video really helps us. Or leaving comments really helps us as well. So.
Yeah, we want to hear your sleeper picks.
Yeah, we honestly want to hear the sleeper picks. So.
Mention some of them maybe next week.
Yeah, there's gonna be guys we probably forgot like that you can say. So, yeah, and if we like them, we'll say your name in the video. Obviously, we'll probably ask permission, but yeah, and then we'll say your pick and that we liked it or we didn't like it. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Anything you want to say, Blake? Anything you want to add?
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Love you all.
This is just Blake's forte. Just Just go to
Keep
right
it short and sweet, man. We're
there.
trying to
Thanks,
cut down
guys,
these
and love you
videos.
all.
Yes, we're trying to cut down on the videos.
Yes.
You told me this before the video, so I'm just sticking to my boss's script.
Okay, I'm not your boss. All
I
right.
don't want to get fired.
Oh my gosh.
It's my only job.
Yeah, and then I'll be a solo artist like Beyonce. I need you. You're my Destiny's Child, okay?
You can do it, Beyonce.
I can't. I just don't have the butt like her, or the body frame, or the talented voice. But yeah, so yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, tune in for the next video. Peace.
Deuces.